recording.
Okay. So we're recording. I'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to the call, you guys. We are super excited to have you here. We very much appreciate your time and the time you're taking out of your day to spend this hour with us to learn more about what we do as coaches, to hear our stories, to spend an hour of your day to be inspired and just be open to seeing if this is something that you can implement in your life to change, and not really just change your life, but to improve your life and put in action towards doing something that is going to move you towards your ultimate goal in your life, where you want to go. Because sometimes when I say like change your life, I feel like where you're at is just not good enough. I just feel like that's kind of weird. So like we're here to improve upon what we've already accomplished in our lives and just to move forward. And I think it's really awesome that you all are taking the time to learn about our stories and our team and our vibe and see if this is something that you want to be a part of. So first things first, make sure that by the end of this call that you reach out to the coach that invited you here, and they'll give you the steps to join if that's something that you want to do, and they'll give you all the information and talk to you further if you have any more questions. We're going to do a Q&A at the end, okay. But make sure that you're talking to your coach. Over there. Oh. Could we mute? Thank you. So just make sure that you're talking to your coach and connecting with them after this call. So I'll go ahead and get started with my story. We all have a short amount of time, so because there's 6 of us going to be sharing here, and so we can't possibly share everything, of course. So we're going to try to like get it in there. But my name is Amanda Ratkowski. I've been a coach for 4 years now. And when I first started this journey, I was a full-time student, full-time waitress, like constantly on the hustle. I didn't know who I was. Like I never had time to learn who I was. Growing up, I was always like taking care of my family. We lived in poverty, and it was just like a crazy upbringing that I had. A lot of trauma, a lot of like crap that obviously I don't need to go into, but I like to share a little bit about that because I like to be proof that you can change your life and you can move forward, and your past doesn't have to equal your future. And I think a lot of people get stuck in that, so I like to bring that to the forefront, because your future, starting today, starting right this minute, starting the next minute, starting tomorrow, like is a completely blank space for you to design your life. And that's how I always saw it. Like I wanted to change my life. Like ever since I moved out of my house, and was like, I don't know how people get stuck in living the same way they grew up, because I was like, get me the hell out of here. Like I need to do something bigger than this. And so I was a high school dropout, but I ended up like going to college. And when I found Beachbody, I was 6 years into college. I was dead set on getting a doctorate in physical therapy and being like a successful doctor. But I found that it wasn't the path that really was going to give me what I really wanted, which is, ultimate freedom, like time, having time with my family and time to live my life and to travel and to do what I love, and to really make a difference on the holistic side and health and fitness, and empower the people around me through my story and just my life. And I saw that opportunity with coaching, and I needed help with my own personal fitness journey. I was in school and I was studying, exercise science and health promotion and all that stuff, but I was not living that lifestyle myself, and I needed a lot of help in that area. So I was just ultimately really stuck, and all I needed to do was see somebody else living the lifestyle that I truly wanted, that I never admitted to myself that I actually wanted, because I didn't know it was possible. But I saw someone else doing all these things that were like deep in my soul, like a dream that I really wanted. And I saw someone living that out, and I'd never seen it before. And I was like, oh shit, like if she can do it, I can do it too. Sign me up, you know, like that's all I needed was that little like glimmer of light to know that if someone else can do it, I can do it too. So I went for it. And like in the beginning, it was just like for the fitness and for the community and to just be a part of something bigger that, something bigger that, you know, aligned with my own personal vision and my own, you know, mission in life to make a difference. And that would give me a space to grow. And then it grew into something so much more than that, where I want to pay that forward to other people. And like my why is something we talk about in coaching a lot. Like my big goal and like my driving force in this is kids. It's my inner child, and it's the inner child in other people, and it's their families. Like my favorite thing to see is like coaches on our team or like customers of ours, like in our fitness groups, and their kids are doing this with them. Like when these people are changing their lives, they're changing their families' lives. And since I had such a rough childhood, like that goes deep within me. And I have this picture here. I wanted to put it, I like keep it next to my computer. It's a picture of me as a kid. This was me when like life was just so sweet and simple, and I was so cute, and she had all these like dreams and goals that were pretty much like ripped from her little hands as a little kid. And like it's my vision to give that back to her, give her everything she ever wanted. And like I get to do that with this and get to give that to other people, and it's just an amazing opportunity. And I'm just really excited that all of you are here giving yourself the opportunity to learn about this, because it's truly life-changing on so many levels. And I'm going to pass it on to Kelley before I like cry and get weird on you guys. So thank you for listening.
What's up, guys? All right, so that's my coach. Fuck yeah, right? Yeah, so a lot of us on here, you're gonna hear like I'm a newer coach. And let's just say this now, I fucking love coaching. Like I love being a health and fitness coach. I'm gonna like not share as much of my like personal story today with you guys. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Yeah, I talked about that on our last call. Like this one, I really want to talk to you guys more about like the accountability and what else coaching has done for me. I was just like Amanda. I was on social media. I was in this really big hole. All right, let me just start there. I was in this really big hole place in my life. Like I knew all the steps. I knew what I needed to do to get healthy and fit again. I had let myself go down the drain. I'd gained like almost 30 pounds, and I knew all the steps, but I was just stuck. And like everything else in my life, like I never hated my jobs, but I hate being told what to do. I hate having someone tell me that I can't do this or I can't do that, or I have to like put their idea of a vision. Like I'm wrong because it's not there, like aligning with what they want. I'm a graphic designer and marketing coordinator. So like I'll make something really cool and somebody's like, nah. And I'm like, okay. So I was on social media, I was on Facebook, and I saw this girl doing all of these things and doing them so publicly, like just posting these videos, like really speaking to me. And I was like, holy shit, like if she can do this, like why can't I? Like, and it wasn't like this weird thing where she was like, hey, join, like do this, do that, do this. Like she didn't like bombard me with anything. She was just being a proof of the product and like living her life. And I'm like, what are you doing? And so like she told me what she was doing. She gave me the tools, put me in a group, let me start living my life, my best life. Let me start doing all of the steps that it took to get healthy and fit again. And I like went on this journey. So fast forward to becoming a coach. I lost 20 pounds. I got in the best shape of my life. Whenever I get done talking, I'm going to go into the group page and post all of our before and afters who are speaking, along with our incomes. So you guys do get a chance that somebody's going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so I got this huge transformation. And the part that really stuck for me, the reason why I chose to become a coach, and was the accountability. Becoming a coach made me become accountable not only to myself, but to other people. I decided to get sober the day I decided to become a coach. I'm now 130 days sober and I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm living my best life. It gave me so much more. Like, this career gave me control over my graphic design and my marketing, everything that I wanted to do, because you don't have to hate your job to want to do this. You don't have to be not working to do this. You don't have to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, that's the beauty of this thing, is like you can make it whatever you want and use it to however it like benefits your life. And another main reason that I decided to do this is because it's cheap as fuck. To be 100% real and honest with you, I look at society, and I had like this big stigma for a really long time about society and about how it cost us so much money to be healthy, to like go to these classes. Like, I was spending $180 a month for a Pure Barre and for going to the gym. And let's be real, I wasn't going to the gym. Like, I was paying for it, and I would go sit in the sauna, or I'd work out for 15 minutes and then I wouldn't do it. And I'd go back home and I would just like sit there and be like, God, like, I'm always waiting on someone else to do it for me. When this opportunity came along, and it gave me all the tools that I needed to do it myself, to take control of my life, to like actually be accountable to someone other than just like make my excuses. Because that's the only thing I was being accountable to before, is just making excuses. And yeah, so like, I'm a really big proponent of like, the society is constantly basically just like taking our wallets and raping them. And this is like a one-time investment that lasts me an entire year. Are you kidding me? Like, it cost me less than Netflix to like do all of these different things. And it was crazy to me. So yeah, being a coach for me, like, in the last call, like, I talked a lot about like how it saved my life. Like, I'm sober. I'm not destroying my relationships anymore. I'm not like unhappy with my life. Like, it literally saved me. It gave me all the tools. It gave me freedom in my financial life. It gave me freedom in my graphic design and my marketing. I still do that for someone else. But at the same time, I get to make all these cool documents and do all this different stuff for myself now. So yeah, that's about all I got today. And who's after me? Kelcie. I'm going to pass it on to Kelcie now.
Hello. I am so excited to talk for you all and just share my story briefly and then kind of get into where I'm at now. So like most of you, or like some people that have already shared their stories, I wasn't 100% healthy growing up, or even before I became a coach. There was a lot of yo-yo dieting. I was never athletic growing up. I basically like to say that I used to be a quitter before I was a coach. I would start something, I would quit it. I would try a sport growing up, I'd quit that too. Every single diet that you can think of, I've done it. I'm not going to name names, but I've done everything and always fallen off. So 2013, I decided to get healthy because I was clinically obese at 21 years old. Really scary time, something that I didn't exactly see, but then once I realized, I took this survey and it told me I was obese, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually real, and this is something that I need to take care of, because I don't want diseases later on in my life or any sort of condition. I need to take control back. I need to take that control back. So 2013, I started on my own. That was a shit show, because I had no idea what to do. I was like, okay, do I get on the elliptical for 40 minutes? Do I eat these meals that say that they're 100 calories, but they're full of crap? I don't even know what crap is. I grew up on like frozen dinners and like breaded chicken and stuff like that, just like super unhealthy, because I think in the 90s, like that's what everyone was doing, is they didn't really know how to feed their children, and their parents, parents are busy, and it's still, I feel like it's still the same way now. Parents are just super busy and they don't know how to feed their children. So that's how I grew up. 2015, sorry, my dogs are barking, people are coming home, but 2015, I saw this radiance of a human being on Instagram. That's Amber. You're going to hear her next. And I had no idea who she was. but I saw that she was happy. Like I mentioned just now, she was radiant, and she had this like accountability group, and she was talking about how she wasn't falling off track because she had these people behind her that were literally supporting her. Now, I'm a happy hairstylist. I think I know what fitness is, but I decided to reach out to her, give it a shot, and I thought it was totally weird, by the way. I go back to our email and I say, this is so weird, and I don't want you to think I'm a creep, but like, how do I become a wellness coach? I need this accountability that you're talking about. So that's how I got started. Total strangers. She lives in Portland, about 2 hours away. We hang out all the time. We talk almost every single day. And it's just amazing. So now I just want to get into like how this could possibly change your life, whether it's the fitness aspect for the accountability or the business aspect. Either way, it's a win-win situation. Whether you want to get into this just to stay accountable like I did. Like I said, I was a happy hairstylist. I had no intention of going full-time, but flash forward 2 years, I now have been engulfed in this opportunity in this community, and I saw the vision that Amber sees, Cait sees, Kelley sees, Amanda sees, Eden sees. We all see this vision of something that can change our life. And you might not be ready to totally, dump your job or anything like that yet. We're not asking that of you, but see the vision and at least start believing in yourself and seeing your potential power. So I don't know how long I've been talking, but that's basically what I want to talk about.
All right. Awesome, Cal. Thank you. You are still a dream because you were just like somebody that I would want to work with that just reached out to me, and here we are 2 years later. So a little bit about me. Caitlin is my coach. You're going to hear from her at the end. And hold on, let me get out of this thing here. Okay, so I found kind of how we all have found each other online. Like I found Caitlin online on Instagram. I'm a little bit older than a lot of the people that I know are on this call right now. I'm 37. I've had all sorts of like weight gain, loss. I kind of like Kel said, like she didn't grow up. No one really like fed her healthy. Like I didn't really know what I was doing. I just like my weight crept up as well. And so then I would do drastic things to lose it and then gain it back. And then I also, like Amanda, had a pretty rough childhood. So I was coping through my early 20s with food and alcohol. So, basically at one point I was 60 pounds heavier than I am today. And that was just from not knowing how to take care of myself. And so I, tried different diets, did different things. And the last thing I wanted to do was exercise. I'm not an athletic person. I didn't grow up playing sports. I have never like I hated to walk anywhere. I didn't want to run anywhere. I never wanted to work out. So I would try all sorts of crash diets and things to lose weight. So then finally, I had my son. Let's see, I'm 37. So I was 33, 34. And I found Caitlin online, and I was at the time engaged, and I just wanted to lose weight. And there was something about like her positivity and message that was really like lifestyle change. And like, I just kept thinking like, I want a lifestyle change. I want to be someone that actually like likes to take care of myself and likes exercise. Like, is that possible? So I signed up for one of her challenges, and 3 weeks, I'd only lost 7 pounds, but I felt so good that I don't even know how she brought it up to be a coach, but I signed up for the accountability. I didn't sign up for it to be a business or to make money. I did not want to stop. And so when people even today come to me and they're like, well, how do you stay motivated? 100% it is like being accountable to other people. Like, yes, now I feel really good and I'm like, I'm more motivated to work out and take care of myself. But honestly, I'm the kind of person where I will like neglect myself, but take care of others. So for me, becoming a coach I like wanted to do it because I knew it was the next level of accountability. And it's how for 3 years I've been able to lose almost 30 pounds and keep it off, lost like 26 inches, and totally changed my life as far as like I was a hairstylist, and now I'm a full-time Beachbody coach as of November 1st. So I wasn't somebody that was looking for this to be a career. The reason why I love Beachbody coaching is you have to be like we talk about when you become a coach, we talk about being a product of the product, and you cannot be successful if you are not actually getting results. Like if you're not taking care of yourself, because like people that are genuine and that are like living and breathing and walking the programs and actually happy, like it's not fake. Like those are the people that are successful. And so 3 years in, I have just been able to be myself. I've been able to take the things that happened to me in my life and find a way to make it not positive, but like help someone else. When I realized that I could use social media as like a form of helping people, it really just, like, I love it. I love being able to work my job through social media. And when I was growing up, people say everything happens for a reason. And I really hated when people said that to me, because I was like, you don't know what I've been through. And now that I'm like older and like have the tools to process and like reflect on everything, I realized that I can use things that have happened to me to help other people. And I believe that the Beachbody programs, it's the full deal. It's nutrition, it's obviously fitness, and then the coaching element makes you have to show up and be a good person. We have to take care of ourselves inside and out. So it's made me a better person. It's brought better people into my life. Yeah. So I don't know how long I've been talking, but that's basically my story. And when I first signed up, I thought, as soon as this gets weird, I'm going to quit. So I can quit, right? Anytime I want, I'm going to quit. But I never wanted to. And like, it just kept getting better and better. And even like, yeah, everything has proven to be better and better. So 3 years in and not going anywhere. Right. Eden is next.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. It's so cool that everybody's here, and it's an honor to talk with all these ladies and hear their stories, because everybody is so different. And I think that's another thing that makes this so amazing, because being who you are makes it your business. And before I became a coach, I was working a corporate job that made me unhappy, and I felt unappreciated and unrecognized, and that is like the worst feeling ever. I was so unhappy. I was overweight. I was overworked, and when I had a second to eat, I made the worst choice possible because of not making myself a priority. And I remember in 2015, when all of this was going on, I lost my mom. And it's crappy when it takes losing someone in your life to make you realize that your happiness should be a priority in your life. But that's the way that it happened to me. And I realized that I no longer wanted a job that made me feel those icky feelings. I wanted freedom and happiness. And while still being able to make an income, like, I wanted that. But I also thought that opportunity didn't exist. I thought that was just, I heard people talk about it, but I thought it didn't exist. But that's where I was wrong, because we create our own reality. That's what all these girls on this call did and are doing. And, I'm a mother, and working a full-time job away from my sons absolutely breaks my heart. I was missing all these little moments. And on top of it, I was coming home unhappy from work. And, I didn't want my sons to look at me as they got older and started to realize that, like, that's what their future was going to look like. You were going to go to work, and you were going to come home, and you were going to be unhappy. And I didn't want that to set into them, and just like it did to me, because I didn't think that this was the thing that I could be happy at what I do, that this would be an opportunity in my life. And I didn't want my sons to feel that way. And by losing my mom, I really realized that what unhappiness I was having in my work world, and what I wanted from it was not for that to affect my children. And, I'm currently a coach, and I work from home, spending the days with my family. So they're a part of my work life. I speak daily to people about, like Amber was just saying, health, fitness, their personal goals, nutrition, everything like that. That's like our day-to-day, and it fills your cup so much when your job is to be the best version of yourself and to work on yourself daily, and then pass it on and help other people do it. it's just, I mean, like, it just makes me feel so good compared to those icky feelings that I was having before. And, you know, never in my life did I ever think that this is the route my life would go. This is something that totally just happened naturally because it was making me so happy. I didn't ever have a plan of health and fitness. I was actually like, you know, Kelcie and Amber were saying that they were very unhealthy, and I was too. And I never thought that I didn't like working out. I thought quick fixes were a thing, and I didn't think that I would ever be somebody who is into health and fitness. But let me tell you, once you get in the right support system and you find the right community, it just happens, and it's like magic. And this whole opportunity, you know, it's more of a movement, like an empowering movement than anything in my mind. And for me, coaching is being able to never miss the little moments with my kids and being able to show my sons the world without having to ask permission, because I don't know about you guys, but who out there hated putting in, hey, can I go on a vacation? I hated it. Like, I didn't want to ask to go live my life. I wanted to do it. And while helping, empowering people daily and helping them become the best version of themselves, I'm taking care of myself, my nutrition. I've lost 30 pounds when I started this journey. Cait's my coach also. And when I started this journey, I weighed 197 pounds. I've officially lost 30. And that's a big deal because never in my life has anything worked like this before. And that's why naturally I became a coach, and naturally I'm so happy in this opportunity is because it's changed my life. It's bettered my life. It gave me those things that I realized after losing my mother that I wanted in life. I wanted that freedom and happiness. And, you know, like I said, this is something that happened to me, and this job, working with these, you know, working with a community of people who do this and support people is amazing. And another thing I really wanted to touch on that, like, in the corporate world, I really dislike that doesn't go on in this world is the mentality of, like, I know better than you, and you can't do what I'm doing, and, like, you stole from me mentality. I hated that. Like, knowledge is key. Literally everybody helps everybody build their business, and that is such a gift. We all want you guys to have what we have because we love it, and that's what makes this so special. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to pass it on to my coach, Cait.
Okay, struggling to unmute myself. I'm like a blubbering mess. How am I supposed to follow those women? Okay. Literally, especially Eden and Amber, like, every person's story, like, I just feel that. I understand those feelings. And it's funny because we all come from different backgrounds, different ages. We live in different states, but we are all brought together by social media, and we just have this connection. And now these women are some of my closest friends, and it's a really cool feeling. Also, Amber, I remember how it came about you being a coach. I had posted, so this is why also when you become a coach, I know one of the limiting beliefs that we all have is like, I don't know enough people. I can't help people, or somebody wouldn't want to do this with me. Like, who would want to do this with me? I actually assumed Amber wouldn't want to be a coach because she was a single mom, a full-time hairstylist. She loved her job. Yeah, she kicked ass in her children's group, but I was like, she wouldn't want to be a coach with me. And this was in my first year of coaching. Actually, she signed up 3 years ago this week, or yesterday, 3 years ago yesterday, she signed up, and it was right when I went full-time as a coach. Like, I just had my 3-year anniversary, and she just went full-time and had her 3-year anniversary. It's crazy. But I posted in my challenge group because I had already said, oh, she doesn't want to be a coach, but I posted in my challenge group. I was like, hey, there's this opportunity to get a discount on your Shakeology. If you want, you can change lives and help people possibly do this full time like I am now. And she was like, oh, I'm interested. And so we got on the phone, and I remember her like telling me, she's like, I just want to stick to something, but I remember you saying, if this gets weird, I'm out. And I have no intention of ever doing this full time. I got you. But it's so funny. Like, you never know. And like, your goals and your vision and your dreams change. And I will say the cool thing about this business is it gives people the opportunity to dream bigger and to build a vision that they never thought they could have for their life. And that's what it's given me, and that's what I see it give all these amazing women who are on here, and that's what we want to give to you. But I'm going to talk a little bit about myself for a second. So actually a very similar background to Amanda and Amber. I grew up in an alcoholic household, unhealthy. Like, I spent my early years, my mom going in and out of rehab, my dad drinking. We got evicted from our house. I lived in my dad's car for a bit. Like, you know, in high school, I started using drugs, shoplifting. I was not this girl today. And I let all those things hold me back. Lord knows, I never thought I would be sharing about the fact that I lived in my dad's truck. We got evicted from our house. I grew up with alcoholic parents. I did drugs, shoplifted. I never thought I'd be sharing those things on social media, let alone to a call of other people, because those were things that I thought made me less of a person. I thought they made me like not able to live a dream life. I thought that held me back. I was embarrassed about who I was, where I came from, and what I had done. And I thought it made me less of a person. But the coolest thing about this business is it kind of like what Amber touched on. It gives you the opportunity to, what I like to call, own your ugly. You get to use those things that may have been hard for you, may be taboo to talk about, maybe something you struggled with. You get to use those situations that you went through to empower and to uplift other women, and to show people that no matter where you came from or where you've been or where you are now, that is not your destination, and that you are not stuck. And we're giving you this opportunity that will change everything if you do the work and let it. But literally the work is just committing to your fitness. So back to my story a little bit. I had never been fit. I was always super active, struggled with knee dislocations. I always used that as an excuse not to work out. After high school, I barely graduated. I didn't go to college. I started working retail jobs. I was really unhappy. I was at a bakery where I went gluten-free, found paleo, actually got into CrossFit for a bit, but then I didn't have time for that anymore, which is when I reached out to a woman who I was following on Instagram for like a year, stalking her. You know, we all Instagram stalk. Like, that's like the norm these days. People are always like, oh my God, it's weird, I'm Instagram stalking you. I was like, dude, no, that's like what I do all the time. But I reached out to her because I wanted something where I could stick to it. I had felt good doing CrossFit, but I hadn't seen the results that I wanted because nutrition wasn't really a part of it, even though I was paleo. There was still a missing gap. There was still the accountability. And so I did a challenge while working at a bake shop, going through the holidays. That was not easy. And it took me through after Thanksgiving. Actually, my 4-year anniversary when I signed up as a coach is in December, because it was one day after work. I was asked to walk across the street to Safeway where I used to work, and they sat me down. My boss, I don't know if anybody has ever had a bossilla, but I did. She sat me down and told me that you are great at customer service, you're great with people, but you're a horrible leader, horrible manager, and I want you to step down. And basically they were blaming me for all these things that weren't accurate. And I just remembered my coach saying in the back of my head, like, you should be a coach, you should be a coach, you should be a coach. But I was so worried about whatever other people would think. I was so worried about all the things that I had done. I was like, could I be a coach? But I remembered that moment, and I was like, you know what? I have no idea what this coaching thing is, but I want in. And now 3 years later, I'm still a full-time coach. It's changed every area of my life. It's given me travel. It's given me friendships. I went from the girl who, just like Kel, quit everything she started. Literally everybody in my family said, oh, you're just going to quit this. Like, when are you going to get a real job? When are you going to get a safe job? When are you going to go to college? That wasn't for me, but this has been my longest job of almost 4 years. It's my career. It's my passion. And I went from the girl who used to say, expect the worst, hope for the best. Now I expect the best for myself and know it will happen because I'm working for it. I'm building my dreams. And the coolest thing is, like, growing up, I didn't have somebody to believe in me. And when my coach gave me that belief and told me that I could do this, that meant so much to me because I had never had anybody say that in my life. And so now to be able to, like, give that to other women, like, I believe in each and every one of you so much, and it's going to make me cry. Like, I feel like the chills, but like, it's such a powerful thing. And it is literally our job to believe and uplift and help other women. And like, it's just the coolest job ever, and it's changed every year of my life, and I could go on and on and on. But I mean, all of our stories all revolve around bettering ourselves through our fitness. I've been consistent on my fitness journey now for almost 4 years, and I just feel better than I ever have. And my outlook has changed on my life and everything. So I'm really stoked for all of you guys and starting this journey, because it will change everything. You just have to frickin' jump in with it and know that you're going to be here and you're going to do this for yourself. And you can't let other people's opinions or other people's belief or your limiting beliefs about yourself or where you've been hold you back from where you're going, because baby, it's big if you work for it. Now we want to open it up for a Q&A for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, you can direct them at any one of us or openly, but please pop them into the chat and we'll start answering some questions for you guys, because we still have a little bit of time. But I'm really stoked.
Yeah, and I just want to jump in really quick and say, while you guys are typing your questions away over there, if you don't see the chat box, just tap your screen or move your mouse around and you'll see at the bottom of your screen or somewhere there it says chat, and you can type in there. I posted the incomes. We didn't really talk about the income before this, or like, it is a part of it that we have to share with you. Number one, not a single person that you've heard speak started this because they wanted to make a lot of money. Can you make a lot of money? I don't even like to ask that question. Can I help a lot of people? Is like more of the question that I'm going to ask myself, because literally we change lives. Like, these girls have changed my life. Like, if I was still going on like a binge drinker, I was going to end up just like my dad. Like, I text my dad, it's so funny, yesterday, like when I left AA, and he was like, what is that, Assholes Anonymous? Like, what the fuck are you going there for? Like, you know, like, but I still have these girls. So I just immediately text one of my coaches, and it's like I get this beautiful support from people that I would like never get it anywhere else. You know, it's like the best phrase. Like, could you imagine what this would have been like in high school if everybody like supported each other and like lifted each other up? So like, I mean, it's not about the income. We did want to post those in there so you understand, like, whether you're looking to like make like a supplemental income or like to build yourself up to being financially free and to making this into a career. Like Amber said, she's quit her job. She's gone full-time with coaching. Cait's been full-time. Amanda's full-time. Ian's a stay-at-home mom. Kel, you're full-time, right? I think I might be the only non-full-time person. But that's okay, because guess what? I will be full-time. In less than a year, I will be going full-time with this, and I will be living and owning my own dream. So, I mean, if you have any questions about income, direct those with a call with someone after this. Like, set up a one-on-one call with whoever invited you to this. And did we have any questions over here? Any questions? Anybody want to say anything? I thought Cait was saying something, but you were just moving your mouth. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to be pretty much it. Unless anybody has anything else they want to add.
I just want to add, I could have said something. I always have something to say. I'm a talker. Give yourself, like, you are here for a reason. For some reason, either your coach reached out to you or you reached out to them for a reason. And that's not coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. You are here for a reason. So give yourself a shot at designing a life, to committing to yourself, to going all in on yourself. The worst thing that can happen, you sign up as a coach, you get in the best shape of your life. Like, that's the worst case scenario. Just be willing to do something for yourself. Be willing to love yourself enough to take a chance on something different, something that could change your entire life. But just be willing and open-minded, and know that, like, this business does take work, but the work is so fun. You get to work on yourself every day. You literally get to turn your fitness journey into your paycheck. You get to help other people. You get to empower others and pay it forward. And that's the coolest part of this job. So we're really stoked to have every one of you in here and see you guys on our teams. And I just want to let you know, again, I believe in you. We believe in you. We know you can do this.
Yeah. And like I said, just reach out to your coach. They'll talk to you about everything else. Like, if you're already a coach and you're on here, like, to see without the support and everything like that. Or if you have questions about, like, because literally the only investment you have to make is your own personal health. doesn't cost you a lot of money to do this. It saves me money on my health and fitness journey to be a coach, literally. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the call. And if you want a copy of this, it will be posted in like a YouTube link in the page. Go ahead, Kel.
We do have a question, and I think it would be a really good one for all of us to maybe answer like quickly. It's how did you start to do this with a full-time job? So me personally, I worked and commuted. Sometimes I had 10 to 12-hour days. I have a boyfriend that needs attention. You know, you guys know that with your partners. I don't have children, but, you know, I was trying to have a social life, trying to have like an actual life, and then give myself rest, and then also doing my fitness. So it could seem like a lot, but I wanted this more than I cared about how much sleep I had, which is a bad thing because, you know, you're supposed to get sleep, of course. But I was like, I can sleep when my dream starts to happen. So I would set timers at night. Sometimes I would do like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. I remember Cait like Instagram storying me sometimes, like, what are you doing? And I would Instagram story it. I would be like, building my dreams at midnight, you know, because that's the only time that I had. So not saying you have to do it at midnight, but find any pocket of time in your day and do it, because I promise you, I just went full time in July, which is still so weird to me. But it pays off. Like you putting in the time now and having that mentality, like I can relax later. I know that I'm working for something better. This will eventually work out for me. That makes all of those nights that I stayed up for just 2 to 3 extra hours in my office instead of binge watching Netflix or out drinking with my friends. And so being in my office and doing this, now I can relax, and now I can do it at normal hours during the day. And that's how I did it. So I'm going to pass it on.
I will say something on that really quick, because I had a similar thing. I quit I was like so pissed off at my boss because I just hated that job at the bake shop, but I became a coach and then got another job as a barista at Starbucks. But my hours were go anywhere from opening at 4:30 in the morning to, you know, closing some nights and being there till 10. So I definitely worked full time. I would pick up any shifts that I could while I was building my business before I was able to quit it. But I worked my business an hour a day, and even waking up like 30 minutes or doing it on my breaks or showing up when I could, but just giving my business an hour a day. And I did that for the first 10 months on the weekends, or my weekends, which sometimes would be Monday, Tuesday first, like on the weekends, you know, whatever your job is. But like I would give it more. And it again goes back to what you want to come out of it, because your business is a direct reflection of the number of people, like your income in this business is a direct reflection of the number of people that you help, the people who you show up for and how you show up. And as long as you come into this with a business mentality, if that is your goal to have a business with this, like come into it with a business mentality, you should be willing to work just as hard for yourself and for your dreams than you will at any other job that you're clocking into. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that.
I can share a little bit too. So when I first started, I was a full-time student and a full-time waitress, and I worked at a late night bar. That was like, you know, I was there till like 3 a.m, and then I'd have like morning class, and my schedule was like all over the place. So I started coaching and I started my fitness journey with Beachbody at the same time. So I was just like jumping in with both feet. And I just fit it in when I could. And I was waking up earlier. I was going to bed later, mainly because I was really freaking excited to be a part of this and just to do something that was really like, you know, just like, it didn't feel like a dead end. It didn't feel like monotony. It was like exciting. And I didn't want to sleep. I was like dreaming about it in my sleep. It was just like, I was so in love with it from the get-go. So I just fit it in when I could, like in pockets. I remember like listening to my first personal development book, like on my phone, like walking across campus, like in the car. I bought like personal development stuff because we have to like build our skills, right? Like we're not born Beachbody coaches. So I had to build my skills just like everyone else. So like I started listening to personal development and like business development and stuff like that in the car, getting ready. Walking across campus, I remember like you know, sending messages to people or like talking to people and learning about social media, like in between classes. And I remember bringing my first like Tony Robbins book to work, and I just like fit it in everywhere, and it just became my lifestyle. And that's how I did it. And it just like, I stopped saying like, I'm a waitress and I'm doing this on the side. Like I was saying I'm a health and fitness coach and I'm waitressing for now. Or like, you know, like I switched my mindset to this is my job. Like this is my main focus. And then waitressing was like something I'm doing for the time being until I can replace myself. So, and I've been full-time for 3.5 years. Wait, is that right? 2.5 years. Super freaking awesome. It's so weird to think about it, but 2.5 years. So pretty cool. Anyway, anybody else want to talk about the full-time?
I'll go. Cause I just went full-time. So, I've been doing this working full-time and as a single parent for 3 years. And when I first started, I was with someone, I was engaged, but he worked nights in a bar. So basically just whenever he was not there and when Fisher would go to sleep, I would just be working. But I didn't look at it as work. I looked at it as like building my dream. I really liked it. It was like a healthy distraction. And because I wanted to stay accountable to my own journey, if I wasn't doing that, I felt like I was just going to get into trouble. I was going to like, if I did have a free night, I was probably going to go drinking or do something like that. And instead, I wanted to build my business and like just build my community and accountability. So I worked it. And then at the salon, it's not like I had an office job where I'd just be like on the computer and just like have all this extra time. No, like I'd be having to talk all day long with people. And then anytime I got like a little break, I'd be on my phone trying to do something and always make sure I got my posts in on my social media. And building my social media has been huge in as far as supporting my business. So yeah, it's totally possible. And I think everyone works jobs where we like bend over backwards for other people's dreams. And I see it all the time where people just, okay, so I'm supposed to do. So then they just like do it and don't question it. But then when it comes to like when it's in your own hands and you're capable of making your own hours, some people get freaked out by that, but it's like a really cool, empowering thing to be able to work really hard and see like the fruits of your labor. Cause you're going to work hard. I mean, you're going to be working anyway, so you might as well do something that you like.
I do want to say something on this as well. Although I do not have a second job and I am a stay-at-home mom, by no means is what I'm like my life is pretty complicated right now. I'm the only driver in the family due to my husband having epilepsy, and we live really far out in the country under the redwoods. So I spend most of my days driving my kids to school, everything like that. And I'm still able to do this. You know, it's more about finding the time to do it because you're passionate and you want to help those people and you have those feels about it. Because I could say that my life is really busy, and it is, and I could make that excuse for myself. But like the dream I talked about earlier that I was expressing about what I want my life to look at, like that's where I'm going to go. That's what I'm going to work for no matter what, no matter how complicated my life is, because I want this. I want to help those people, and I have that vision. And you guys need to focus on that because things are going to happen in your life that get super complicated. Full-time jobs and trying to build a business, you know, having a really complicated lifestyle and trying to build your business. But it's all extremely doable. Everybody on here is doing it or did it. And I believe that I can also by these inspiring stories. So I just wanted to say that as
I am currently a full-time employee. I get paid. I do 1099 work on both sides, but my graphic design job is super demanding. I do get the luxury of sometimes saying, yo, I'm not driving to Redmond. I'm going to just work from the house, and I get to do that. But like, what keeps me going? Like, I work from the time I open my eyes from the time that I go to sleep, because when you go look at those income figures, I want you to look at the raises that these women have given themselves every single year. What job am I possibly going to be able to go work for that's going to give me from $5,000 to $20,000 in a year? Where am I going to get $15,000 a year raise from? That's why I'm doing this, or not why I'm doing the coaching thing, but like why I am working so hard now because I know the harder I work now, the more it's going to pay off later. The more people that I can help, the more women that I can show them like what this opportunity really is, because the corporate world is the real thief in America, because you're going to work there. You will never make as much money as the person up here. You have a CEO, you have your regional sales manager, your district sales manager. You'll never, like, you're not going to get up there unless you go start your own company and invest $50,000, $100,000 like into like a brick and mortar business, and you start that ground up. The beautiful thing about what we get to do is there is no overhead cost. Your overhead cost is $15 a month. That's it. That's all you pay. $15.95. And that's all it costs you to be a coach. And that's the crazy, beautiful thing about this. And like being full-time, like you get training on how to find those pockets of time in your day. Like I went through one recently that was like, you have to set your business hours. Like you have to because if it's not penciled in, it's not happening. Like, and you get to like build your social media in those hours, like just posting on the internet, posting for like, cause it's fun, you know, cause you're going to be on social media anyways. You're going to be, how much time do we spend on Facebook every day? Might as well be having fun with it and inspiring people. And like, cause it's fun unless, you know, so I mean, that's just really it. Like I work a lot, but 2 to 3 hours a day can build your business from $5,000 a year to $15,000 a year. To Amanda now makes, if you see hers in there, it's up to $50-something thousand a year within 4 years. So I mean, it's just loving it. That's it. You love something, you're gonna find time to do it. You know. So yeah, is that all the questions? Word. All right. I'm really glad all of you guys got on here. I'll let Amanda, do you want to close us out? Because I'm really bad at that.
Sure. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time, and for everybody who spoke, for sharing your hearts and making us feel all the feels. I cried multiple times, so thank you. I always feel extra love when I leave these calls, so I know I appreciate that. So I'm sure everyone else does. But the recording will be up in the event page on Facebook. If you don't see it, make sure you connect with your coach and they will give you the link to that. And if you have any other questions, concerns, comments, or anything you want to share, feel free. Forward to hopefully seeing you on the team and working with you guys to really making a difference in the world. Thank you guys. Bye.